take two. Had to get the ducks out of here a little bit. Going to talk today about silver and gold from a prepper standpoint. Oh, it is hot. I don't believe in heat indexes and wind chills, because it just makes the news seem more exciting. How bad can it be, right? Let's tell everybody it's 1,000 degrees heat index. But today it's about 105 heat index. I'd say the real temperature is mid-90s. It's hot. I just mowed with my push mower because the part I had to mow, I really couldn't fit the tractor into. So I did that for about an hour. I'm hot. And then I sat down in front of the fan, was watching, going through the emails, and a new Viking, I'm sorry I don't remember your name. Doesn't really matter at this point. You matter. Your name doesn't matter. A new Viking said, hey, I'm about to buy silver or gold. What do y'all know about it? I want to talk about that. Historically, the ratio of silver to gold is about 15 to 1, meaning for the cost of 15 ounces of silver, one could buy an ounce of gold. The ratio in the earth of the metals is like 17 to 1. So somewhere around there. Of late, that has not been the case. And right now, man, gold is $1,500 and silver's like $17 an ounce. So, pushing 100 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. Not quite, but, up there, very high historically. And this is throughout, humankind. And so right now, you can look at it, I guess, a couple ways. One way is that gold is horribly overpriced, but at $1,500 an ounce, I don't think it is. And so then the other way to look at it is that silver is horribly underpriced. Silver's cheap right now. It's a good buy. That's the thought process. And so, what is that music? Oh, Sister Kate's listening to music. Sounds Asian. Things you can do with power. And so the buy is silver right now. Plus, silver is much more easily divisible when you want to buy, I'll sell you this bottle of water. All I have is a Krugerrand. Okay, we don't make change. Or, silver round. And yes, you can get 10th ounce coins and things like that, but then the spot price goes up higher on those. So the smart money, I think, is on silver. However, most of us don't have unlimited funds, right? You don't have unlimited funds. You have so much money that you can play with. Disposable income, as it were, with which you can do many different things. I submit it makes no sense to buy silver or gold, precious metals, now with the thought of now I'll have something to barter or trade, or when the dollar falls out, I'll still have some money. Now I have that when the world goes to chaos. One should not invest their limited money. I've got a phone call coming in, and I've given no one this phone number. One should not invest their limited money in precious metals if one hasn't already purchased all the survival things one thinks one needs. In other words, if you don't have an adequate food supply, if you don't have adequate protection, if you don't have adequate lighting, all the things in my book, Survivalist Family, Prepared Americans for a Strong America, available at fine bookstores everywhere. If you haven't bought all that, you're kind of squandering your money, I think. That's one. Because what are you going to do then when you need the food after the event? Trade your silver for it? Why don't you just trade your dollars now for it when it's a lot cheaper? That kind of thing. The other thing is this: if one buys gold or silver as an investment, I don't know that it's necessarily a great investment. Meaning, I think you could probably do better with other investments. Which is where we start getting to the edge of my expertise in this. But I think you could do better with other investments than investing in precious metals. That's one. And two, where are these precious metals? You know, I had a friend who, I've talked about him before. I got him into preparedness, survivalism. And he had $10,000 of gold coins that he had purchased, but he didn't have possession of them. They were in some company somewhere, and whenever you wanted them delivered, they would deliver them to you for a low price of whatever. And I'm like, dude, what do you have them for? It's like, well, if the balloon goes up, you know, then I'll have something. I said, you have nothing. They're not going to send it to you at that point. And so if you're going to have precious metals, have precious metals. And I would not recommend you keep them in your house. Certainly do not keep them in a safe deposit box. When the bank's closed and there's a bank run, they're not going to let you in there. They're just not. So the best thing to do is bury them. And then make sure you tell somebody else, preferably somebody other than the person you drive around in a car a lot with, since the most dangerous thing we do in this country is drive. And if you and your spouse both got wiped out in a car wreck, and you had $1 bazillion in Krugerrands buried that no one else knew where it was, that would kind of be no bueno. So there's that. If you want to, you know, if you have money that you're like, this is my money that I'm saving for the apocalypse or something, maybe then putting it in gold and silver. But honestly, I don't think one should start thinking along those lines until one has everything taken care of. Example, what's your homestead situation like? What's your gardening situation like? Do you have everything you need? You know, we wanted a tractor for years and we just got one. I could have spent that money on gold and silver. Wouldn't do me very much good. So that's what I think. The buy right now is silver, and I don't think it's smart to buy precious metals unless you've got everything else sorted. And then, you know, if this was YouTube, you'd get all the snarky comments. Forget gold and silver, buy lead and copper, or lead and brass, you know, whatever. That's my opinion. Y'all have different opinions. Some of y'all have invested in gold and silver. What do you think? What are you doing? What do you recommend others do? I do not claim on this video to have the answers. Dissenting, well-reasoned, well-thought-out opinions are welcome. Gold and silver. I was watching on Netflix Narcos. It was a pretty good series. They're doing like a Narcos too. I don't like it as much. Narcos was mostly about Pablo Escobar. Plato o plomo. I don't know if it's o plomo, e. No, e is and. So the question is, silver is plato, I think. O plomo, or lead. It's basically, you want to pay or you want to die. Precious metals. All right, that's it. What do y'all think? PMs. Oh, and then the other thing, sorry, coming back to it, my brain's a little fried and addled. Drink some more water. The smaller denominations, if you allow me that you have, probably the better off if it comes to trading in small denominations. You know, an ounce of gold now is $1,500. Let this economy crash and an ounce of gold is going to be like $20,000, you know, or something. You know, I mean, it'll go up, right? It'll be very high. And so trying to make change for that, it's going to be quite difficult. Same thing with silver. If anyone knows, I was looking one time at where could I have silver coins made, silver rounds. And what I wanted to do was have ounce, half ounce, and 10th ounce silver coins made that were with basically a Shofar Mountain theme on them. And 10th ounce would be about as big as a dime, I think. And so, you know, an ounce is, you know, about that big. And then a half ounce would probably be, you know, like that. And then a 10th ounce. And I was thinking of having a bunch of them minted. And I thought, you know, I could probably sell enough of these to cover whatever the initial startup cost is, right? You know, you charge it, if silver's $15 an ounce, I could probably get, you know, 17 or 18 bucks for the novelty for it. And, you know, you sell enough of them and it would cover striking it up. So that's one idea I had. So if anyone can help me on that, comment away. And then the other thing I thought was, I have no idea what goes into this, but what about making, I'm not going to make, I'm not an artisan, your own molds, and then just melting your own, you know, buy silver rounds, melt them, and cast them oneself. I thought about that. I thought that would be pretty cool. Because really the bottom line is I'd like to get, I started thinking along this one, I thought I would like to get some 10th ounce silver without paying the, you know, super high overhead on it. And then I thought, well, heck, why don't we make our own? I bet other people would like 10th ounce, earthquake, silver as well. So if you know how to do that, if you know, go ahead and comment. All right. Y'all take it easy. Stack it high. Stack it deep. Who knows what's coming? I'll see you out there.